Hey guys, Kirby Smith, Lightspeed Construction, coming today here from the beautiful city of Hot Springs, North Carolina. And so one of the things that we do is help real estate agents, buyer, seller situations to inspect property. And I'm actually just about to get on a roof right here, circa 2017 build. So it's like 6-7 years old. As you can see, we got drip edge, the edge of the roof, which is always a vulnerability, appears to be correct. We've got starter shingles that look to be properly laid, right? So that's always one of the things. We got a nice 6-inch overlap. We want to see starter shingles hitting their proper lap so that water doesn't come in the shingle union. We've got another layer of shingle on the right or left side of it. There's a little bit of a kink right there, but hey, no roof's perfect, right? We'll go ahead and get up the rest of this ladder and give you guys a quick tour of this roof. Gutter system looks to be just fine, although the gutters could certainly warrant a cleaning, as there are a whole bunch of trees around this property. One of the things, the reason we were actually called out and kind of first and foremost on everybody's mind is there's some sort of a roof leak that's occurring in this left back area. I've looked over it real good and I'm told that it's only done it maybe one time, right? And so I think on a quick mention, I don't see anything that's jumping out of me that's like, this has to make this roof leak. What I'm looking for is nails that are pulling through the shingles, possibly a nail that, or a shingle that might have slid, something to that effect, right? So I'm looking through this particular area and I just don't see anything that's leading me to believe that this has to be a major issue. The other thing it could be is that, you know, water could be coming in at like one of these shingle unions right here where the two shingles meet, coming in and, you know, possibly leaking in a nail that might be a little bit close to the union, right? That does happen from time to time. And if that's the case, typically that's a fairly easy fix, right? I see this shingle kind of lifting up just a touch, might be a nail underneath there, something to that effect, some sort of a hidden issue that really shouldn't be a big deal to fix and resolve, I don't think. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, the shingles appear to be in solid shape. You know, for 7-year-old shingles, they're weathering about exactly like they should. And so there really wouldn't be any concern about the material failing quicker. I don't see any excess granulation loss on this particular roof. So I'm not seeing a whole lot that makes me concerned with this roof from a material standpoint. 2 install issues that I want to bring to buyer and seller's attention. Number one is that this ridge vent is sort of designed to cover the whole footprint of the roof. And you can see that it stops here around 15 feet short of the edge of the roof on the right. And that's the ridge vent, needless to say. And then 15 feet short on the left. And really what this is for is to remove the superheated air out of the attic space so that the attic stays cool and it doesn't get damp. We would suggest to extend the ridge vent all the way to about 2 feet short of the edge of the roof to right here on both the left and the right. The roof and the house isn't going to tear up if you don't do that, but it's something that, you know, we do suggest that folks do to, sorry, miscaller, to preserve their property and to make sure that it's good. So there is that one need. And, you know, I tend to maybe talk about suggesting doing this after the person who's buying or selling gets a chance to make sure there's no more leaks over here, right? If it leaks again, fix the ridge vent when you're doing that. And if you give it 6 months and it hasn't leaked, then go ahead and fix it, right? The other mention that I've got, so that's 3, right? We've got the roof leak. Well, first mention, obviously edge of the roof looks pretty darn good. We got drip edge, we got starter shingles that look correct. The edge of the roof looks right. So that's a big one, right? The roof leak in this area, I don't see anything jumping out at me that's telling me that it has to be leaking. It could have been something small, maybe resolved itself. I don't think this would be a problem to fix in the future if there is a problem with the roof, right? The next mention, of course, is the ridge vent being short left and right. The third, fourth, whichever you want to call it, third or fourth mention is that, you know, a lot of things, there's no reason that this roof can't last for 10 more years. but there was a couple of things that were installed maybe a little bit less than desirable, and that's going to be you know, where the shingles are laid. I've got a pattern of shingles I want to see more or less like this fairly consistently, where the shingles that meet, you can see this mark here, shingles that meet are going to be staggered properly, and there's places that that's done exactly right, and then some places where it's not done exactly right as well. That's probably about half of homes out there have you know, some level of issue with the way the shingles are installed. But you can see like this little section right here has been racked, right? You can see the union. That's not uncommon with homes that were either, you know, roofed by a new construction contractor or a general contractor, maybe even roofed in a different way. But new construction roofs tend to be a little bit more maybe paying a little bit less attention to some of those details. And you can see right here, this section is pretty much not exactly what you'd want to see as far as the pattern of the rows. And as far as the downside of that, it doesn't mean that it has to be replaced anytime soon. It's not a hard sell. It's just something that, you know, it's in the roof. It's the way it's going to be. It's not going to be quite as strong, and that's okay. There's a couple little sections where maybe the shingles aren't exactly lining up correctly. Like you can see this one right here, this little section where this row isn't exactly lined up right. Again, I just kind of attribute that to sort of new construction roofing, and that's just sort of the way that it is. Sort of the same thing over here. You can see that that row is just a little bit wavy. Maybe this particular shingle is starting to kind of get a little bit of movement, and that's on this front little gable. But that happens, you know, with new construction roofs. A lot of times it's just going to be a little bit more of a quick project for those guys. No reason this roof can't last for 10 more years and have good success and be a good roof. The roof leak I don't think is an issue. The ridgement should be, and you know, the roof is a new construction roof. That's what it is. But it's a good looking dimensional, I'm thinking Shouldnt shingle, and overall I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm seeing, and gonna say that those are some issues and some things that look good as well at the same time on this roof, and I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Sorry this video took so long, guys, but we're going to go ahead and have an estimate for the ridge vent if and when these folks want to replace it, or excuse me, just extend it, and yeah, a little bit of citation on the other items that we noticed. Guys, thank you so much. Hot Springs, call us if we can help with your next roof inspection or roof replacement or repair. Kirby Smith, Lightspeed Construction. See you later.